Jewish.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnocky and I'm here with Jess Perkins and Matt Stewart.
Oh, hi, Dave.
Hello.
Did you like that? For obviously, those listening at home wouldn't have seen that, but Dave pointed to Jess when he said Jess Perkins and pointed to me when he said
No, I
Matt.
did
does
a
that-
point and then a cross.
A wave,
Like a
pan.
And we have here.
Right, just in case we weren't sure who you were referring
Also,
to.
he does that most times. Have
he
you
really?
only just started looking at Dave?
Yeah.
My hand really flourishes up to the sky.
There's
Yeah.
a glow around
Like
Dave.
I'm doing a backhand. A backhanded compliment to you, Matt.
Right.
A backhand.
Give me a backhanded compliment.
I love how you dress like you don't care.
That's for one of the all-time great
That's a
backhanders. Are you negging me?
It's just like you're so effortlessly casual.
I wish I could just get up and go out.
Yeah,
What
that's a good
about
one.
even a shit beard looks good on you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's confusing.
Complimentary. Oh,
It is confusing.
I just wish I had your confidence.
I don't know how to feel.
I could never leave the house looking like I hadn't bathed.
Wow.
Couldn't do it.
I could never leave the house with your personality.
Oh,
And that's
see,
brave.
yeah, that's getting a bit meaner.
I think that's just a four-handed
insult.
insult.
Sorry. Now let me serve you up
Here we go.
a volley of shame.
You don't serve volleys. You serve and volley. All right?
Well,
Stop mixing your tennis
This
metaphors.
is a two-hander. It's an approach shot
Oh.
after a serve, then a volley, and then a celebration. Nice face, mate.
Wow.
Wow. Thank
Do
you.
you see that? That was the approach shot was nice, nice face.
Yep.
Yep.
The volley was mate,
Right.
and then I turned to the crowd. They went wild.
He said, come on.
Come on!
Yeah. Wow.
Do you feel the power in that?
Yeah, I felt a parrot in that, whatever that means. I don't get this lingo of the kids.
Well-
But what do
Calling
you
me a
have,
kid, was that a backhanded compliment?
do you have any Yes. Do you have any business to get through before I get cracking with this fantastic report?
I have a business proposition for you.
Ooh.
I have invented a new kind of microwave. It's very little and it only works for 2-minute noodles. Are you in?
Yes.
Great.
How much do you want? I've got a checkbook.
It's a microwave.
Microwave.
I'm thinking about calling it the microwave wave.
Oh, what's the second wave?
I don't know, it just seemed fun.
Yeah.
I want it to be whimsical. Maybe it's waterproof, can have it in a wave pool. Microwave wave.
Yeah. That.
Alright.
What about it's wave activated? You wave at it and it starts.
Oh, fuck.
So you don't
is
get any of the
cute.
radiation. You
You
don't
just
have to be
wave
near
at
it.
it.
You wave.
Right.
It
And that's
starts
cute
up.
too, because it like a little animation comes on the screen, waves back.
With a smiley.
So it's for lonely people.
That could change, medical technology as well.
Just waving
Wave
at
at
Yeah.
an X-ray.
Yeah. wave
Just-
ray.
Just wave at a defibrillator. Hello.
That'll jumpstart him.
That should do it. So,
I do have some business though.
oh yeah, nothing.
Pod business. If you are in Melbourne on October the 13th, ooh, spooky kind of, we are doing a show.
Saturday the 13th.
Ooh.
We're doing our live show, our Bon Voyage show before we go to the UK at Howler in Brunswick. Sold a lot of tickets, few left. If you want to get involved, we got the ticket link in the description of this episode, or do go on pod.com for all tickets to all podcasts.
And if you like Howler, I run a comedy night there every month, first Wednesday of the month. There, it's a free night. So come
It's
see
so good.
comedy.
It's great. Howler is awesome. The comedians are awesome.
It's a great venue. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
It's going to be so good. So just come on the 13th and then wait, about 2-3 weeks?
Just go on a bender.
Yeah. Go back to the front bar. Great bar. They have great beers on tap. Anyway, enough about Howler. Is that all?
Also, we have to talk about our Blockbuster Tober.
Right.
month.
I knew there was something I was meant to mention and I could not remember. Thanks for the reminder. Blockbuster Topher Grace is what I'm starting to call it
Yeah, I
around.
still don't love that one.
Oh, you still don't love that one after all these years. It's an idea I had where we're going to do all October. Every topic is going to be
A banger.
a banger, right? And the way we've done that is
We put out a survey.
put out a
last
survey,
week.
and that's now closed, and we've got a lot of responses. It feels real good to be responded to like that. I'm so used to sitting here and getting nothing. But the listeners, they really got back to me. Yeah, that's right, Jess. Oh, she's blocking me now. I get it. And so I'm going to take those and we're going to put them to the patrons one by one and figure out what topics we're going to do for Blockbuster Topher Grace
Month.
And yeah, because now I've entirely lost October now.
Yeah, you have to somehow include
You put in Topher Grace instead of.
Yeah, that was from Tober, from October. All right. Let's just call it Blocko.
Maybe it should be Block Toby Maguire.
Blocko Toby Maguire.
No,
Month.
Blocktober Maguire.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Buster Month.
Right.
It's got the B. He's adding a PH. It wasn't there before. Or is it an
right.
F? I don't
You
know.
get a PH reading on this one? It wasn't there before.
It's off the scale.
Anyway, so if you want to get involved in that and you're on Patreon, you'll look out for those coming up, and it's going to be sick. And we're going to finish the month with our most requested ever topic.
Topher Grace, the life and times of.
Reported by Topher Grace himself.
We're hooking up a satellite link.
We're going to get him.
That'd be so good.
Haven't asked him yet.
When we were in Sydney, Dave and I went and saw a Topher Grace movie together.
That's right, Black Klansman, and he was
yeah.
playing a racist almost too well.
Wow.
Very believable, Topher.
What are you implying?
Are you acting anymore, Topher?
Are you guys just saying he's a good actor?
Yes, definitely, he's a great actor.
Great.
He did great. He did Grace. Topher Grace.
It was
He's
a
always doing Topher Grace.
real good movie. Anyhow, the way this show goes is it's...
A 1, 2, 3.
Boom, boom, boom.
We get given a topic by listeners, often voted for by the Patreons, and that's what happened this week. One of us will do a report on that topic, which is me this week. We get on a topic by asking a question.
And the other two are going in blind. Jess and I don't know what this is.
That's right. Otherwise, this question would be a little pointless, which I'm pretty sure not going to get this
How
one.
dare you have so little faith in us, David? Let us get to this question immediately.
We will not stop. No clues. Don't even ask the question. Let's just guess.
I'm just saying it's a sport question, and I didn't know it. And
Tiger Woods.
nowhere near.
This is Dad.
Greg Norman.
The question is, which past NFL player could be
fuck.
referred to as the football cult killer?
Oh.
O.J. Simpson.
No.
Oh.
I hadn't heard of this guy. So I'll give you one guess, Jess, and then I'll move it along.
Come on, Jess. Can you name a footballer?
I
Because
mean-
I've said mine. Well, I mean, killer/footballer, of which there are dozens.
Yeah, there's more than I
unfortunately.
realized.
Is there actually lots?
There are. Yeah, there's websites dedicated to
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, what a weird niche.
I don't
Yeah.
have one.
Robert Rozier.
Robert Rozier was my
I don't think
guess.
anyone's called him the football cult killer, but
Is that a little bit of your spin?
yeah, well, he was a footballer who joined a cult and was a killer. See, I don't know. I'm sorry to show you the workings out there, but that's how I came to the.
Also, a lot of spoiler right at the top there.
Oh no,
No, I call that sizzle.
sorry. He played some sort of sport,
Oh, but what?
and then he joined a cult and was a killer.
But let's talk
But
about the
what
sport.
sport did he play?
Okay, well, here is my topic. This one was suggested by Sibba, whose real name Dave can pronounce.
Oh,
Siba Bjorg
Yes,
from Iceland.
yes.
Siba Bjorg, I believe.
Is it Siva Bjorg or Sia Bjorg?
Seabjorg,
I'm
Beabjorg.
so sorry. This
But I
happens
think-
every
well,
time.
I think she has told us before that you can call her Siba.
Yes.
Great.
So thank you so much for listening in Iceland and suggesting a topic that I've never heard of.
No, this is cool.
Appreciate that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of this either, and that, but it's pretty full on. Obviously, it's about a killer. So, anyhow, Robert Rozier was born on the 28th of July, 1955, in Anchorage,
Ooh,
Alaska.
55. Good year. 5-5. Yes.
From there, he
Did you
went.
say he was born in Alaska?
Yes,
Ooh.
that's the end of the Alaska section of the show.
Why did you react to that?
I just thought maybe people didn't hear, and it's just
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, just don't associate the weather there being great for NFL training.
Well, that's why he moved to California to attend high school in Sacramento before studying at the University of California, Berkeley. I didn't realize that. I thought Berkeley was the name of the uni, but it's University of California, Berkeley.
Oh, because you do see Berkeley written on
Yeah.
shirts.
I
and
think
such.
maybe that's just the campus of the university. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There he played for the college football team as a defensive end. He was pretty handy, apparently a pretty impressive player. Obviously impressive enough to be selected in the 1979 NFL draft by the St. Louis Cardinals.
Right, so 24 when he's being selected. Is that
Yeah.
would that be considered a late bloomer for this type of?
Well, I'm not an American sport expert, but I'm pretty sure they definitely more serious about their college years, and I think some probably jump straight into professional level, and others will play through the college years and then put themselves up for the draft. But I'm not 100% sure about that. I know college football is huge though.
Yeah.
Basketball's the same. I think some players will hang back and play out their college years before trying to join the NBA, and others will jump in sooner. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it's probably pretty normal. He didn't last very long though before being cut. Or I also read he quit. But I'm more seem to say he was cut, but then some said he quit, which is interesting. He then moved on to the Canadian Football League in 1980, playing for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Tiger Cat. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. I wonder if that was from a merging of two previous teams, the Tigers and the Cats, because it feels like
You'd think you'd just make up a new one, but they're like, no, Tiger Cat.
I like Tiger Cats
Me
because
too.
you know my favorite American baseball team, the Rail Cats,
yes.
from Gary, South Shore. I've tried to figure out what a rail cat is. I assume it's a cat that lives
On the track.
on the track.
Did you Google it at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
All that came up was the Gary South Shore Rail Cats.
Right.
I think they might be the only ones. But how good is this team name? This other team he played for in the Canadian League was the Saskatchewan. I've heard this word said so many times. And can you help me out if I fail this one more time? Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan's great. I've heard it, but I've never tried to read it. If I didn't look at it, I would have been able to say it, I reckon.
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. Fuck. Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Oh.
Rough Rider. That sounds like a sex move.
Oh, I remember a brand of condom called that we laughed at a lot in high school.
Rough Rider.
Yeah.
Rough Rider. Right. What does that mean?
Ooh.
Ribbed?
Yeah,
I would
ribbed.
assume so.
Both sides ribbed.
It's uncomfortable.
Oh, it's uncomfortable for everyone's
It's
pleasure.
spiky.
Oh, that is rough. Following that, he was briefly signed up with the Oakland Raiders. So I think this is pretty common in American football as well. Players will make lists and they have pretty long rosters, and then they'll get cut and move on, and they'll jump around different squads.
So is that back in the NFL?
Back in the NFL,
Yep.
but I don't think he ever ended up playing for them. And obviously none of them lasted very long because that was all within a couple of years. From what I could gather, he wasn't focused enough on football to make a success of it. And some sources suggested he may have been getting caught up in drugs and petty crimes as well.
I mean, it's sad to think that you get caught up in petty crimes, mate. If you focus on the football, surely you'll make more money doing
Yeah,
that.
isn't it? It's interesting, but yeah.
Some people aren't really long-term thinkers. you
Yeah,
know?
I want $20 now, not 20 million tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
think somewhere said that he while he was playing in Canada, he was racking up some bad check debt, which is interesting. It's what a time where you could just write on a piece of paper.
People are like, I'll trust that. See you later.
I assume this account has money in it. What
Yeah.
a funny time. So that was the end of his professional football career within a couple of years.
Wow.
The other key figure in this story is a man named Hulon Mitchell Jr.
Okay.
In Kingfisher, Oklahoma, on the 27th of October 1935, Mitchell was born into a Christian family. His father was a reverend and his mother played piano at the Church of God in Christ in Enid, Oklahoma.
Enid.
Enid.
Oh, that's good.
He was the eldest of 15 children.
Too many.
What?
Do they know what
What?
was causing it?
Do they?
Do they? Probably not buying Rough Riders.
Yeah, neither Rough Riders.
you need a couple of Rough Riders.
Or was it because the Rough Riders had so much ribbing that they created friction and
They didn't work.
they didn't work?
They did not
Or
work.
is rough riding
Rough Riding, yeah, I thought Rough Riding was it's interesting that Rough Riding is the name of a
Because that
condom
feels
brand.
like that.
I thought that was
should
the
be
lack of
sans condom. Condom.
condom.
Condom.
Condominium, short for condominium.
Wow, they were doing a lot of rough
So
riding.
50, same parents, just one couple
I believe
15
so,
kids.
yes.
pushing out 15.
No. Apparently there's that, well, this is what I've heard, is that there's a chemical in women's brains that kind of makes us forget how painful labour was,
Right.
right? So that's why you're then able and willing to go back and have more children. But surely by 15, you remember the trauma.
Maybe you remember it at 15, so that's why they cut her off there.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
wasn't a
also
16.
like to have 15 kids, like you're assuming there's some small gaps in between. That's a long period of your life.
Yeah.
That's probably 20 years.
Yeah, this guy you're talking about, was it Mitchell's probably 25 years older than his youngest brother or sister.
Most people wouldn't have a career, that lasts as long as her career in being a pregnant person.
Yeah, no.
My
thanks.
dad is one of 14. Do you know
Yeah,
that? I would have
that's-
mentioned that too many times probably.
That's true.
And same mother for all 14.
Same mother for all 14.
Someone once figured out, hang on, I'm trying
Might be
to figure
13.
it out
It's
now.
that kind of number that I don't even know exactly how many. Because they
can't
also
remember.
had foster kids and stuff. So,
They also had foster kids.
yeah.
So how big was their house?
Included in
Massive?
that 14.
No, I think that was outside of that.
Oh
Maybe
my
it was
God.
13 and foster kids.
I think we figured out that my grandma was pregnant for something like 7 years of her life, or just under.
So she had 8 kids.
9.
It's
That's
real
pretty good
simple
though.
maths.
9? Did you have 9? Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, sorry. But
no, that's okay.
too long.
Hulon Mitchell Jr., so he's eldest of 15. According to the New York Times, Mitchell attended segregated public schools before serving in the Air Force and earning a psychology degree in Oklahoma, where he was regarded as brilliant by some teachers. The Times also said that he worked with civil rights groups in organizing sit-ins in Oklahoma, but grew disillusioned and called the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King that dead dog preacher.
Ooh.
I don't really know what that means, but it doesn't sound positive.
Nah, it doesn't sound like a nice thing
Right,
to
so
say
it
about someone.
started out on the same side, but then he
Changed
turned
his mind,
against-
or?
Well, yeah,
Dr.
I
King.
guess he obviously disagreed with how he was going about it, or I'm not sure
Hmm.
because he ended up, yeah. Look, I think if you're putting these two side by side, you'd probably go with almost 100% revered Dr. Martin Luther King
There we
Jr.
go. Right.
Right? Or is that just like anyway? I've never ever heard anyone say anything bad about Dr. Martin Luther King. I don't think until that.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
But I
point.
guess at the time,
At
it's
the
probably-
time, yes.
there would have been, some-
Absolutely. But not so much now. Yeah, you're right.
But this was, he was quoted quite a while. That was at the when they were peers, I guess, on some level. The article also mentioned that he studied law, though he didn't complete his degree, and also earned a master's degree in economics from Atlanta University. So as well as being impressive in his studies, he was also described as charismatic quite a lot. Just as doing the loser sign.
Sounds like a big old nerd. I've got a master's in economics. I studied law. Great.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Just go bowling or something.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think I
but
do.
can you bowl? Can you?
Oh,
Can
okay.
you get a strike?
You got a few pieces of paper, but
Whoop de
can you
frickin'
knock
do.
down some pins?
Can you?
Can
Didn't
we
think so.
borrow those pieces of paper, flip them over, and write down the score?
Yeah.
And you got 0.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Gutter ball.
Nerd.
That's why we call you Gutter Ball.
Julio.
See,
I'm scrolling up to remember his name
So who long?
because he changes his name soon. Gutter Ball Mitchell. That's why we call you Gutter Ball Mitchell.
so you've got book skills, sure, but I've got life skills.
But that don't impress me much.
And those words were written down and then read by a young scholar by the name of Shania Twain, who then used them as inspiration for her hit.
Daughter of Mark Twain, I assume.
You assume correctly, yes. I was trying to think of another one of her songs.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah, I was going to be like, I was going to do one of those classic switcheroos and I fucked it. So anyway, do go on.
Would have been really good.
I'll fix it in the edit.
Thank you.
By 1979, when Rozier was starting out on his short-lived professional football career, Mitchell had moved to Florida and was founding a new religious movement called the Nation of Yahweh, which set up its headquarters in Florida.
The nation of Yahweh.
Yes.
How do you spell Yahweh?
Yahweh. They spell it in like Hebrew or
Right.
so even on their website, the Nation of Yahweh's website, it's everything else is in English apart from because I believe Yahweh. I don't think it's really known how it's meant to be pronounced. I think it was seen as it was like one of those. It was such a sacred word that I read this very briefly, so this may be not true,
Right.
but like going back centuries and centuries, they stopped. The Israelites stopped saying the name. So no one really knows how it's meant to be pronounced.
Oh, like Voldemort in a couple of centuries' time. People be like, how do you say that? Is that Yahweh? Am I saying that right?
Harry Potter's nemesis, Yahweh.
Yeah, I assume.
The Nation of Yahweh has been described as the most controversial offshoot of the Black Hebrew Israelites religious movement.
Most controversial.
Yes.
Okay, well, controversy isn't always bad. So, so far, this is just a story.
It's just an academic who started a religious thing.
That's all right.
Mitchell preached that the prophets in the Bible were black and that white people, particularly Jewish people, were infidels. Mitchell also preached that he was the son of God, as any good cult leader does.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm the son of God.
I'm either the son of God or I can speak directly to him.
Yeah.
So it's a Hebrew religion, but he's anti-Jewish people.
Yes. So I think he's saying that black people were the actual Israelites.
Right.
And somehow have been pushed out and sort of history's been manipulated. So I guess that's why he's anti-Jewish people.
Right, they're the fake.
Yeah,
people.
they're the infidels. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
And he's the son of God. Good.
Yep.
And he also changed his name, obviously, as you should, to Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ben, Yahweh.
Where's the Ben come from?
Apparently it translates to the Lord, Son of the Lord.
The Lord, son of Ben, the Lord.
Ben. So Yahweh is the Lord, I think. So I'm guessing Ben is son of?
Kind of like in Italian where it's like, duh.
Is that what like Ben Kenobi is son of Kenobi? But I mean, he's Ben. He's his own son. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's confusing. But also beautiful.
Yeah.
Yahweh, Ben Yahweh.
It really rolls off the tongue. I like the sound of it.
Well, great, because I'm going to say it a lot. On YahwehBenYahweh.com, it says, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is bringing about changes in the lives of individuals and is giving the world the keys to success in life politically, economically, educationally, socially, and spiritually.
What else is there? Financially. Oh, economically. Damn it!
Yeah, they're really...
What about food?
Yeah, dietarily.
Right.
Thank you. I was like, hungrily?
Well, you're going to have to
think
look
of it.
elsewhere for
Yeah,
answers.
for food, huh?
So, they...
Artistically?
Yeah, what about artistically?
No, you're going to have to look for a different...
What about psychologically? Was that one of them?
Yeah, nah. Hey, I don't think you could probably squeeze that in across the board.
True.
Sexually?
Yeah, sexually? Is that in there?
Doesn't mention
I
it.
mean,
Any Rough Riders?
Every weird cult.
Socially, I mean,
Every weird cult's going to go there, though, isn't it?
probably. I haven't gone into that at all. Yeah.
They go hand in hand, don't they?
Oh.
Cults and orgies.
Hand, and other things. hand in.
They go hand in butt, don't they?
Hand in butt.
Hand in, button, hand.
Button hand.
Circle of life is complete.
Circle of life. I'm so sorry.
Don't you bring Elton into this. Is that Elton?
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
Yoo-hoo!
After Rozier's football career came to an end, he travelled around the country. It's back to Rozier now. Searching for meaning, I suppose, and in the year of our Lord, 1981, he found the Nation of Yahweh in Miami. Followers of the sect had to wear all white, flowing white, and they'd wear turbans as well,
Love that, yes.
and take the surname Israel. So they all had to take the same surname.
That's confusing. Then you wouldn't remember who's your sibling and who isn't.
Yeah.
Whose butt can I put my hand in?
I mean, I imagine he already has that trouble with 14 siblings.
Yeah, you would run
There's a
out.
different guy. This is Rozier now. That was...
Oh, yeah.
Rozier's
but
the
Yahweh
footballer.
Ben Yahweh's
Oh,
still
Yahweh
in
Ben
his own
Yahweh.
cult.
It's like, just
But he's
call-
also got a different name there.
he just calls everyone
Yeah.
Israel except for himself.
Yeah. That's why.
Maybe he's just bad at remembering names.
If you're in charge of a cult, I reckon some of the rules you have are just to fix things that you're
Yeah.
going to have trouble with. Oh, I've got a bad memory. All right, everyone's called the same name.
or
Yes.
just call them all like brother and sister. You know, like
He probably just calls him, hello, Israel, son.
yes.
Everyone.
Israel's Son, great Silverchair song. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Maybe their best tune.
Wow, controversial.
Really?
I don't know.
I think.
You okay? You coughing?
Sorry,
A little cough?
had a little something in my throat.
Oh.
It was scorn for your opinions. What do you think Silverchair's best song is?
I was just being silly.
Clearly straight lines.
Maybe The Door.
Such a bad song.
Straight Lines is a good song. One song of the year in Australia.
Ooh. Yeah.
Walking up with a fever.
I think that is a rock solid pop song.
Right. I mean,
And I will fight you.
it's great to play on like a Toyota ad or something. You don't listen to it in your spare time.
Well, I'm not saying listen to it in your spare time.
But I am saying put it in your Toyota ad
That's great.
while you're driving down the Great Ocean Road.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
big time. And you're towing something?
Driving in a straight line. They rewrite it. That's how much money they spent on it.
Yeah.
He's called Israel now.
Oh, yes. So he's changed his name now to Nariah Israel. You get to pick a first name. And that means something like Child of God.
Nariah.
Nariah.
That's quite pretty.
And do you get the feeling that he went straight into this, or there's a bit of courting process where he sort of dabbled in it a bit?
I think it feels like
think
he
he
was
was just-
maybe searching for something.
I think he was just walking past one day.
Hey, do you want to change your name to Israel? Why not?
Yes.
Want to wear white?
Or
Sure.
they did that thing where they're like, if you join today, no joining fee.
Yeah.
That's how I joined the gym.
That's how they got me too.
I think I imagine he was searching for something, meaning or whatever, and that helps. But yeah, there must have been some time. But also, as often cult leaders are described, this guy was described as Yahweh Ben Yahweh. He was described as charismatic. So maybe he just went a little wink.
Matt, would you, and I'm not fishing here. I want
No.
a genuine answer. I'm not charismatic.
Certainly not.
Okay, thank God.
So he was
Oh,
like,
thank God. I never want to start a cult.
I feel like it's a lot of admin.
Yeah.
And a lot of like, it'd be worse than being a teacher where like kids are just coming at you with all their dumb kid problems.
No,
now you've got dumb adult problems and they're all just whinging at you and you're like, oh my God, sort it out.
I think the hardest thing is the dumb questions. Like you have to keep a lot of balls in the air where they ask you a question. You're like, when's the rapture coming? Oh, next week. But you said last week. No. I said week after next week's next week. You got to do a lot of lying.
Yeah, it's too much effort.
Straight lying.
I'm too honest.
You are too honest.
Too honest.
Oh, sorry, too honest.
And apparently not charismatic. Wow. And you didn't even hesitate with that answer. Dave, do you think I'm charismatic? No. Wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
The truth
I wouldn't
hurts?
join your cult.
All right.
No.
Well, that's a relief, to be honest.
Wow, this is sort of contradicting sounds there.
Yeah,
That's a relief. Humph.
I don't know how to feel. My best friends think I lack charisma.
But you make up for that with a bit of chutzpah.
Chutzpah.
You got that in
You got chutzpah, you got
spades.
You got, I don't know, like a certain, how do you say?
not zhuzh. What is that word?
Je ne sais quoi.
Ah,
Correct. That's what I was reaching
bon. Yes.
for. Très bon.
Très bon.
Oh, we.
Très bon.
As the group grew, so did their empire. That whole cult's
Oh, yeah.
That
that's
is
not amassing.
a great sentence.
Yes. So did their empire.
I mean, what are they getting? Like castles?
Well, this is from the New York Times. They had a huge temple, basically like a religious castle, a 4-story apartment building,
Where do they fund this?
Not New
Florida.
York, Miami, yeah.
restaurants, stores, houses, and a hotel in Miami, and a hotel and restaurant in Atlanta, as well as hundreds of white cars, vans, buses, and 18-wheeler trucks.
How do
Hundreds.
they fund all this?
I think they get people to go sell cheap their own property. Oh, we own all that stuff now. I assume that's what's happening.
Wow.
And they also just, people come in and just give them everything.
Do you have any idea how many members they got? Have they got hundreds of cars?
Around this time, they had about 300 in that area, but it's spreading across the country as well.
Wow.
In 2001, the Miami Herald reported that the empire's value at its peak was potentially somewhere around $100 million.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's huge.
But then they talk it up slightly even more on their own website, yahwehbenyahweh.com. And I didn't think about this, but I'm definitely on a list now that I've multiple times gone back to this website. It's real. It looks like it was designed at the time in 1979. It is old school internet. Anyway.
I mean, they designed it before the internet.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, in a way. I guess if you look at it from that perspective, that is pretty incredible.
No wonder they're rich. They created the
They're
internet.
pre-internet.
Wow.
So this is directly from the website. In 1979, Yahweh Ben Yahweh came to Miami and became the spiritual leader and founder of the nation of Yahweh. Although he took a vow of poverty, in 7 years, he guided the nation to amass a $250 million empire. Under his direction, the nation of Yahweh has grown to encompass disciples, followers, and supporters in over 1,300 cities within the US and 16 foreign countries. I found that interesting that they mentioned both his vow of poverty and all the wealth he's amassed.
Yeah.
He also has 6 Ferraris.
But he doesn't even drive them.
He's so humble.
He doesn't even have a license.
Wow.
But I guess, and I was like, what a weird thing to be bragging about. But then when you start uncovering some of the accusations and stuff that's going on there, you're like, oh yeah, I'd definitely try to distract people with the shiny things we have as well. 5 years after Rozier joined the religion, authorities estimated that there were 300 active cult members in the Miami area. Around that time, in November 1986, Rozier was arrested on multiple murder charges associated with the deaths of Rudolph Broussard and Anthony Brown. On the arrest report, Rozier apparently listed his age as 404 years.
That
Okay.
is so annoying.
But then he wrote, young. Mr. Rozier, it says here you're 400 years young. Yes, young.
If you're one of those old people who does that,
I love it.
fuck you.
No. I
Oh,
love
really?
it.
I love it. Once you
sorry.
get old and you have
75
any...
years young? No.
Really? Anyone, if you're old, and still having a bit of fun, I'm all
Is that
about it.
fun for you? Is that the type of fun we can expect from you?
Well, I'd like to say that expectations drop the older you get, the lower the bar is. It's like when a big corporation does a tweet, it doesn't have to be as wacky for it to seem fun, you know?
Yeah, okay, sure.
The Victorian Police Force has put out a fake warrant or something, you know?
Oh, that's a bit cute.
For a sport mascot. That's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, for robbing the pies last night.
Yeah. Those sort of things. It's like
Yeah, okay. So you're saying...
Or like the famous one that I've heard a few people talk about is the easiest crowd in the world is a tennis audience.
Oh, yeah, that's
It'd
true.
be like Djokovic will come out and he'll swap the racket with the ball boy and go, maybe you have a hit and try and be better. And the crowd will just be falling out of their chairs
Yeah.
laughing.
They're like, this is the best day ever.
Tennis crowds.
They are the best. So you're saying that because I'm 28 years young,
Yeah, this standards are high.
my bar is too high.
Yeah, you got a high bar.
Okay, right. But that's going to lower as I get older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a graph that we could show you. And here it is.
So he's 404 years young.
It's also wedding speeches. That's another nice low
Oh,
bar.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, get me in there. Get
I'm
me in there.
excited for that because I am a maid of honor at a wedding coming up. And they asked me to obviously make a speech and also just do like a little bit of emceeing for the other speeches. And I'm like, this is great. This is my crowd.
Yeah.
I literally do stand up all the time, but these people don't know
Literally,
that.
you do it all the time.
All the time. I'm doing it right now.
Never on.
Please help me switch off.
Old people
It's
can
been
be
3 years.
old people can be funny though, without even
course,
meaning to. For
old-
example, yesterday I saw my 92-year-old grandma,
92 years young.
young, and she was recalling a time where when she was 17, she went to a party, like a university party, and someone had spiked the punch, which she
Oh.
didn't know, and that she got a little bit merry.
And that's why your mum was born.
No, she said. And then someone found out, and a boy drove me home, and she kept referring to him as that little nerd. And it was so funny.
That is funny.
92-year-old. She didn't even mean to be funny. That little nerd drove me home. Grandma, this is so funny. So funny that she could refer to someone as that little nerd.
And it wasn't you for once.
No, my ears No, my ears pricked up. I'm like, sorry? I zoned out there.
I wasn't around back then, Nana.
Who are you talking about? Oh, not me. Great. Carry on.
Excellent.
Let's all laugh at the nerd in that case.
It was so funny.
That
and she
little
said it with
nerd.
such anger too.
And it sounds like all he did was a favour for her.
Yeah, drove her home because she might have been, I think she said, overly refreshed.
Shit faced.
Overly refreshed.
That's the difference. Like, we would tell our grandkids stories like, and I was hammered. No, we wouldn't. We'd be responsible. Thank you.
So he put his name.
404. Annoying. Just say 400.
I guess he probably. Yeah, I wonder.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm 20 because that's wrong.
Because he's
So
added
fair enough.
a weird amount of years to his age. So that's in 86. So he's saying he was born in 1582 instead of 1955. Like, surely you just add 400 years to your age or something.
Sorry, Matt, but I'm going to have to pull you up on the maths there.
Damn it. Please do.
It's 1544, is that right? 1542, I mean.
Sure. What I did was took 404 off 1986, which was I can't even understand what I'm talking about now. It's hurting my brain. I want to move on.
I want you to move on too because it's also hurting my brain.
But I agree with whatever Dave said.
Me
then.
too.
Broussard and Brown. I was good at maths in school,
I was
but that
not.
was centuries ago.
Maths
Back in
has changed.
1542, I believe.
Maths has changed since then. It's different now.
Yeah, I went to school with Therium.
Pythagoras.
Pythagoras.
Therium. It's not even therium.
Oh dear. Broussard and Brown had strongly, so the two victims,
Yep.
Broussard and Brown, had strongly resisted efforts of the Nation of Yahweh to take over their apartment complex. So
Oh.
that's why they ended up being taken out.
Jeez.
According to Michael Newton, writing in An Encyclopedia of Modern Serial Killers, detectives reported that Rozier's fingerprints had also been found at the scene of 2 random murders where transients were killed, their ears sliced off.
Ew.
Rozier was
Ugh.
sentenced to 22 years, but was offered a deal. If he would testify against Yahweh ben Yahweh, they would reduce his sentence, and he took this deal. And his testimony was explosive.
Oh, wow.
So there was within the cult, there was a small group of guys known as the Death Angels.
The Death Angels.
And Rose
Great metal band. Death. Dave, let's do it at the same time. Death. Yeah, sick.
I just did the maths on that thing too. I was wrong.
damn it.
What
So
was
we were
it?
both
I
wrong.
was taking 444. I can't remember what you said now, but I was taking off 444, not 404. So I'm so embarrassed.
So you're both dickheads. Just
Matt-
be more like me and don't even try.
Listen back to the tape. Matt may have been right.
My brain is throbbing right now. In a bad way.
Rough riding on the brain.
No.
But I just thought I had to say that just to stop the army of tweets
Yes.
that were going to be like, Dave, you were so
Again,
smug.
they've already tweeted.
Yeah, I know. Well, delete that fucking tweet.
Yeah, retract that. Thank you. Death Angels.
I retracted mine. You retract yours. Go on, Tim.
I'm looking at you. As a death angel for Yahweh ben Yahweh, Rozier told the jury that they did everything from driving a bus to killing someone if necessary.
Similar tasks, yes.
Well, I think he's listing the spectrum there.
No, but I do love our occupation: death angel / bus driver.
/ assassin.
It is a big spectrum,
No,
though.
I understand the
but
spectrum.
where do you go? What's the next one along from bus driving?
I don't know, like picking up treats.
Picking up treats.
Somebody's got to do the
So
groceries.
picking up treats is slightly closer to killing than driving a bus.
Wow, good
Is it-
point.
Picking up
Ooh.
poison treats.
There we go. Much closer to death.
So from driving a bus to killing someone if necessary, beating, hanging, burning, stoning, decapitation.
Fuck.
That also is escalating there.
Yes.
But still, bus driver is level 1.
yeah.
Beating's not very nice, but you
Who-
could live through that.
Did you know that the bus drivers are on a slippery slope? They're right up the top, but every time you see a bus driver from now on, just know they're on a spectrum.
Yeah.
And that spectrum ends in decapitation. You know that little wave they do to each other? That's sinister.
Yeah, that's a
What
threat.
about- what about-
That's a threat.
What about other modes of transport? Say, I don't know, a tram.
Oh,
What are you talking about Meso?
Yeah, who we let into this studio very often.
Do
I
you
reckon
think he's involved?
he started as a bus driver.
Oh dear.
The scale has really...
So trams won after buying poisoned candy.
Yeah, that's right. By
He-
poison candy, you drive a tram, and then the next is beatings. Then,
It goes straight from trams to beatings?
yeah, that's his next promotion.
He drives the tram route that is now my local tram route at my house.
It's also my local tram route. Goes past my house.
Oh my God, he's doing this on purpose.
Yeah, he every day he's doing a drive-by. He's
like-
looking at me sinisterly.
Yeah. So, oh, they home? Yes. Interesting. He's tracking our movements.
Once he saw me taking out the bins.
He did not.
Hang on. Now he knows what night bin night is.
What
Or
night
is
is
it-
it?
Bomb night. It's going to put a bomb in my bin.
What night's been night for you?
Well, it goes out on a Monday night.
Picked up
Gets
on a
picked
Tuesday
up on a
morning.
Tuesday, but I'm not putting it out on a Tuesday.
Then what happens on a Wednesday?
I
Then
took
we
it, yeah,
should-
take the bin for a drink on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, chill on Sunday. The bin cycle starts
Chili
again.
bin. Chili bin, just for our Kiwi listeners.
You're welcome.
Bit of fun there. Means esky.
They're both weird words.
Wait, esky doesn't make... I don't think esky travels outside. What do they call it in America?
A cooler.
Cooler. Oh, that is cooler.
Probably makes the most sense out of them all.
And obviously the
that's
British don't require them.
Just put it out. I'll put it on your window ledge. It'd be icy cold. You fucking cold idiots.
I put it in the fridge to warm it up.
Nah, but thanks for buying tickets to our upcoming
Can't wait
shows.
to come on over. It's going to be so fun. I love the cold over there.
We're coming over during a very cold month.
Yeah, yay.
I love it. Rozier's testimony led to... for some reason, I started calling him YBY from here on, but that's not even...
Oh, I
that's
love
not even-
that, though.
All right. Rozier's testimony led to YBY and 15 of his white-robed, turbaned followers being charged with at least 14 murders, including the attempted beheading of one former disciple.
What, they didn't quite get it off?
How close do they get?
Pretty close. I don't go into the full graphic details like Jess and Dave. Sorry for those bloodthirsty listeners.
But did
out
that
there.
person die?
Yes.
Ooh,
It's still a murder
Well, I assume
charge.
so.
I hope so.
I mean,
I read a lot of these articles with my eyes closed.
it hung on.
yuck, yuck.
So yeah, charged with the 14 murders, the attempted beheading of one former disciple, also the firebombing of a black neighborhood in Delray Beach, according to the LA Times, who reported on it at the time of the trial. Before the trial kicked off, YBY called a Washington television talk show and described Rozier as a serial killer who led a small group of rogue murderers who acted on their own. He said it was nothing to do with him.
Wow.
Sounds about right.
Before YBY was arrested in November 1990,
A very good year.
he was seen as a community role
The
model.
best year that has ever happened and will ever happen.
Really?
Yep, it's all downhill from here because 1990 was the peak. Dave, am I right?
The best.
Jeez, isn't that unfortunate for you two? Because you missed most of it.
Yeah, it's true.
And also, you were shitting your pants for the rest
Heaps,
of the...
yeah.
And that was the peak.
Only got like 4 months of it, but they were good.
At that time, I was a dancer in Vegas.
They were the glory years of Vegas.
What kind of dancing?
Tap,
Yep, I can see that.
hand tap.
Hand tap.
Yeah.
Are you upside down or are
Upside down.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, so you're doing a handstand the whole time?
Yeah.
But with
You got
tap
shoes on your feet?
Yeah.
On your hands, sorry?
And my feet.
Yeah, obviously.
Is there
I
a
mean, you're not going to go there barefoot like an
separate-
animal.
Separate tapper on each finger.
A tap, a tap, a tapper.
Dave, of course.
Oh, good. Sorry. I haven't seen a tap show for a while.
Yeah, okay.
A couple of months now.
We're not, I mean, this podcast called Do Go On, not Hand Tap Basics 101.
Yeah. This
Basics 101. That's the introduction to basics.
this podcast isn't called Stupid Questions 101.
Yeah.
Well, that was the original title.
That would probably be appropriate.
Not as catchy.
So before he was arrested, he was seen as a community role model, which is YBY. Before, he was even credited with being instrumental in driving drug dealers from some inner city neighborhoods. He was also a member
Like
of...
giving them a lift in these buses.
Let me drive you to the next neighborhood.
And then you can sell some drugs there.
Yeah, they've got heaps of cash. Cut me in.
He was a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And,
Okay, that's pretty good.
and around a month before his arrest, the mayor of Miami even named a day in his honor.
A month.
around a month before he was
That
arrested.
is bad PR timing,
It's like,
isn't it?
oh.
Hey, let's just get a photo of this guy.
Yeah,
Front page. Let's do it.
The classic sort of
Handing him the key.
I love the handshake pose. It's my favorite. I love doing it when there's no cameras around. When you look out. Anyway, a little bit I do. Keep your eyes out for it.
Gosh, you're fun.
Bit of a day-to-day bit.
But a month beforehand,
Just a casual bit.
I think it's fun to have day-to-day bits.
I mean, but seriously though, their PR team, they've just had a member of this man's church arrested for murder, and then they've said, the leader said, no, he's just an assassin that's got their own team that's gone rogue. I'm still good. And they've gone, look, let's still name a day after him.
I did well.
Aren't you a bit sus? Just in case, wait to see how this plays out.
Yeah, it was very tight on it. Yeah, but I don't know if that.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've already printed the new calendars.
What
It's
are we supposed to
It's
do?
November. I mean, we got to.
We got to hand out these calendars.
The prosecution's case stated he did not deserve to be revered. Obviously, it would be weird for the prosecution to be like,
He seems great.
he does seem great. I'm so sorry to have to bring you down, sir, but
Yeah.
he also did some bad things.
Yes.
And we all make mistakes. Anyway, happy YBY Day. The LA Times reported that he was accused of teaching that black people were the true Jews living in the land of the white devils.
Sorry, but true Jews is fun to say.
True Jews. Yeah. They also reported that he allegedly demanded retributions for insults or historical injustice in the form of murder, often insisting that his death angels bring back fingers, ears, or the heads of victims as proof of their deeds, which explains the missing ear for that.
Probably should have asked this earlier, but is this guy still alive? And are we, as one, white devils, and two, white devils making fun of this guy, at risk by putting this podcast out?
Oh dear. No, he's dead.
Right, good. Otherwise, Miami would be struck from the US tour forever.
Sorry, Miami.
Sorry, guys, it's not you, it's him.
Yeah.
We're scared of him.
Yeah, that is.
Also, is he recognizing their specific ear? You bring
Yeah, I know,
back any
that's
ear and he's
interesting.
like, oh, that's Mary Jane. Yep, she said some shit about me, but I've got her ear.
And does he take the ear off you? So let's say you cut off one ear and then after that you don't murder people and you're just like, here's the ear of the
another-
next person I murdered.
He's now 3 months old.
Yeah.
You get it taxidermied.
Stuffed ear. Sounds like a delicacy.
Did he
Also,
eat it?
does it really prove you've killed someone?
No. Just proves they've got an owie.
You got to bring them their heart or something.
But
And again, you could get a sheep's heart
Yeah.
from a butcher.
yeah, I know. One of his degrees was human anatomy.
Damn it. He's good.
I assume. He studied a lot.
Nerd.
So yeah, you would have noticed me mention before that one of Rosier's victims was missing an ear, and that is why.
Oh, right. So he killed him, took the ear.
Yep.
I read somewhere that one of the random white killings, he found someone who was, maybe it was even the first one. Some people said that to join the cult, you had to kill a white devil, and that was one of sort of like the not hazing, but the initiation sort of thing,
Wow,
and bring back body part. And Rozier, somewhere I read that he found a guy who was he was drunk and dozing in his car, so he killed him and he cut off his ear, and then dropped the ear and couldn't find it, so I had to go back,
Get the other ear.
get the other ear.
Oh.
That full on.
That's gross.
You get back and...
So frustrating.
Mm.
You're like, oh, I got to double back. It's like when you leave your keys at work or something, you know? Ugh.
You go to the shops and you get everything, but the thing you bloody went there to get.
I went to a cafe this morning for breakfast with my wallet, forgetting that I'd taken my ID and my credit card out of my wallet last night.
That says big night last night.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. No, just put it in a smaller purse. And so then I was
For
like,
a big night or...
nah,
Small, you know what they say? Small purse, big night.
that's what they
The
say.
smaller the purse, the bigger the night.
Yeah.
And it was a sparkly purse.
Oh, the sparklier the purse, the bigger the purse. So it can't have been that sparkly.
Exactly.
It's like mirrors. Sparkles are like mirrors. You put mirrors in a room, looks bigger.
Yeah, exactly. So
Sparkles on a purse looks bigger.
it's actually quite a small purse, but it looks big.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. Same thing happened
What
to
are we
me.
talking about?
Leaving something behind.
Oh, right.
Cutting
yes.
off an ear. I mean, so it never said where he dropped it or what he did with the ear.
Yeah,
No. No.
that's gross. Gross, gross, gross.
I mean, he left and then remembered, hang on, I left the ear on the man's head. I've got to go back. I didn't cut it off.
You'd feel like a bloody
Yeah,
goose, wouldn't
bloody-
you?
Sorry
Like,
about this.
oh, gosh, what am I like? Scatter, Brian.
What am I like? He's just chatting to the corpse. Oh boy.
Are we to assume that if there's 300 members, there's been 300 murders?
Well,
get in?
I mean, none of this has been like there's so many because it's a secretive cult. How much do you believe of what anyone really says?
Sure.
What are their motives? Rosie is saying all this to get his own sentence reduced.
Yeah.
And
Who do you believe?
well, it is tricky. I imagine the truth lies somewhere in between, but it does seem like all of the people involved are bad in some way, like quite bad.
Right.
Somewhere between bus driver and decapitator bad.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Like a tram driver bad.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I don't know if
They're not
I
all
don't know if
monsters.
anyone's a monster.
Okay,
are they?
sorry.
The LA Times described the proceedings as surreal. So this case, I loved how they described it. And they said that it was a bit surreal due to the matter-of-fact tone of Rosier's bloody recollections. So as he's talking about these things, he's just sort of just telling a story.
That'd be so chilling to listen to. You know? Just talking about it, you're just sitting there like,
So I had to go back, cut off his other ear.
God,
Anyway.
didn't I feel silly?
So get back there, and then one of the other disciples is already there chopping it off. I said, hey, mate, this is my bloody corpse.
Can you believe that guy?
Can you believe it?
Along with a colourful cast of characters in the courtroom. Oh, that's fun. I haven't said that out
Colourful
loud.
cast of characters in the courtroom.
And the judge presiding over the trial, U.S. District Judge Norman C. Rotger Jr., who had an oversized handlebar mustache and a baritone voice and has been known to carry a handgun in an ankle holster. So it just sounded like it was like everyone was a cartoon character almost.
Let's just go over that description again. So, oversized handlebar mustache.
Yep.
With a baritone voice.
Oh,
So far, it's Matt's dad.
it's really
And has been known to carry a handgun in an ankle holster.
confirmed.
dad?
Matt's dad.
Papa, is that you?
Papa? Where you been, Papa?
As well as this, some of the defendants' lawyers, because each defendant had a lawyer and there was 16 of them, so there's a lot of lawyers.
And it's all in one courtroom.
Yes.
That
That's
is-
too many
So they were
lawyers.
all the defendants were sitting together.
But
Do they
with their
know
own-
what's causing it?
So they described some of these lawyers sound like characters as well, including representing YBY, former federal judge Alcee Hastings, a courtly man who was impeached by Congress in 1989 and removed from the bench after being implicated in a bribery scandal.
What does courtly mean?
Bloody belongs in a court, which
Got
makes
it.
sense.
Got it. He's in the right place.
Courtly, Dave?
Court-like.
Right, great. Like tennis court?
No further questions.
That's you. Dave's a bit
God,
courtly
he's a bit
himself.
courtly, isn't he? Ooh, courtly boy.
I'll allow it.
Objection.
Granted.
Overruled.
Sustained.
I'm going to allow
I've
it.
watched Legally Blonde.
The attorney for another defendant was mugged and pistol whipped at a Miami gas station just before, and for a while sat at the defense table holding his heavily bandaged right hand in the air.
Oh, I was hoping heavily bandaged butt.
Why was he holding it in the air? Do you have a question? No.
Just getting the blood to circulate. Thank you.
Holding it in the air. What's going on? This is the craziest courtroom ever.
When Rozier took the stand, Assistant U.S. Attorney Trudy Nowitzki first question was, how many people have you killed or helped to kill? Straight off the bat.
Love it. To the point. Love your work, Trudes.
And as I was saying before, just very matter-of-factly, Rozier answered 7, going on to say that 6 of those killings were following the orders of Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, and the 7th was a beggar who annoyed him by persisting to ask for money and cigarettes. I ended up killing him and throwing him in the water, Rozier said. So
Jesus.
6, he said, were for because he was told to and he was brainwashed. And the other one,
It's just annoying.
oh man,
Quit bugging me for change and
it
cigarettes.
made me feel sick.
I mean, then they're all terrible, but just the fact that it's like, ugh, you are annoying. That's fucked.
Yeah, so this guy, I mean, this is what I mean. Like, how much do you believe the words this guy's saying?
Yeah.
He's obviously, you know.
It's not quite right.
The other murders were either white people chosen at random or black people who had insulted YBY in some way. For his testimony, Rozier was freed early. Obviously, that was the exchange.
No charges.
No, he spent I think about 10 years in prison.
But
Wow,
it was
this-
like
this-
it was 22 years or
Yes.
something, wasn't it? So
So-
they reduced his sentence.
He was only going to get 22 years for 7 killings.
Yeah, isn't that?
How is that not life
I d-
plus life plus life?
I don't understand, which probably means I've missed something here. But anyway, so he was free early and given a new identity in the witness protection program. He said he was a changed man after his time in prison, studying for a master's degree and learning multiple new languages.
So he spent 10 years in prison, then went out there with a different name and got to just live a normal life.
Yeah.
But now he speaks Spanish.
And I think
Which
he
is
said
normal for some people,
5
Dave.
different languages.
True.
Think
Live
about
a
it
normal
that way.
life. Yeah, except that he speaks Spanish.
No, but like it's like he just reinvents himself.
Yeah, he's just like a new person now.
Yeah, I'm no Miguel, so whatever.
No big deal.
And you asked about YBY before. In 1992, Yahweh Ben Yahweh was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and sentenced to 18 years in prison.
That's still not enough time.
He was released on parole only 9 years later, and in 2007 was released from parole after his lawyer, Ms. Weintraub, asked the court to let him die with dignity. It was like, anyway, which obviously allowed, and but he did die soon after. He had
He was
cancer,
sick,
and
yeah.
he was soon to die, and he died at the age of 71 on the Yahweh Nation website. Obviously, so that's for them. That's their equivalent of Christianity's Jesus dying.
Dying, right.
So
yeah, of course.
on
Yeah.
their, which is an interesting thing as well, because on their website they say that they're into the teachings of the Bible and of YBY being the Son of God. But I'm like, but the Bible, half of the Bible's all about Jesus being the Son of God. So I don't. Maybe they're just Old Testament. I'm not sure. But anyway,
just like second marriage, different mum.
right.
2 kids.
Yeah.
So this is how they
Half-brothers.
described his death on their website. On Monday, May 7th, 2007 at 7:55 p.m., our founder and savior, YBY, completed his first journey on earth and ascended to stand with his father, Yahweh, in the heavens. So, and I didn't really think about that until then. It's like, oh, yeah, so even through all the trial and stuff, but to them, they'd say, this is all a test or
Yeah.
whatever. There's always a way to...
Yeah, they spin everything.
Wow.
Right, and so there are still people that obviously practice.
Yeah, it's still going on. I mean, this was obviously a big hit for them, but it's still going. There's still followers. Yeah. Then there's sort of a bit of an addendum at the end. On February 5th, 1999, police in Cameron Park, California, arrested a man named Robert Ramses for bouncing a $66 check to an auto parts store. According to the 13th Floor.tv, as Ramses sat in a cell, Cameron Park police tracked a total of 29 bounce checks for video rentals, groceries, and bar tabs totaling more than $2,000, enough to bring the misdemeanor charge up to a felony. Ramses then confessed to more than the checks. He revealed that his name was Robert Rozier. Rozier was sure that once the Cameron police checked, they would realize they couldn't charge him with the checks. So this is...
Oh, right, because he's a witness protection guy.
Yeah, that's right. As Robert Ramses, he lived a pretty normal life, as Dave said, only he spoke Spanish.
Wow.
Owning a Sacramento auto detailing business as well as working construction jobs. He was also a regular at a local pub. Rozier's logic in blowing his cover to the cops was this. I took them into confidence and let them know who I was. I was a guy who had cooperated with police, several police agencies and the United States government. I figured they'd think, let's not blow his cover with a little check charge, right? That was his logic. Instead, though, according to the Sacramento Bee, a newspaper over there, El Dorado authorities upgraded his misdemeanor case to a felony check fraud and tracked the total 29 checks, which got over the 2,000 limit, which meant it could be a felony. And they were for those little things. Video rentals, groceries,
Yeah.
tires,
Not
bar
even anything
tab.
cool.
Rozier claims there was a bank error, but authorities say he knowingly wrote checks on a closed account. Under California's 3 strikes law, which allows a life sentence even if the third offense isn't a serious or violent felony, Rozier was charged by Judge Eddie T. Keller and sentenced him to serve 25 to life, which he's currently doing.
Right, as Rozier? Like he
As
just-
Rozier. So for admitting to killing 7 people, he was sentenced to 22 years, reduced to 10. But for check kiting, which they call it, 25 to
What?
life. And he's still behind bars. And that is the end
And that was
of
in
my
99.
report.
That is
That's right.
insane.
Wow.
He should have been in for life to start with. But now it's like you've written $2,000 worth of bad checks for tiny little things. No, that's it. Life in prison.
Clearly the cops checked and went, well, this guy's a
That's right.
multi-murderer and he's just living a normal life, ripping off grocery stores. Fuck him.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the idea.
Whoa.
Isn't it? Yeah, it is interesting. And they say that this sort of helps. One of the police officers who was involved, or prosecutor, said this scenario helps explain why it makes sense that the third third strike shouldn't have to be violent because they can use it in this way.
Right. I'm not sure I usually agree with that. But,
Yeah, I know it's all this stuff is very tricky.
but in this case, it feels like justice did finally get served.
Yeah, but just in such a weird way.
Yeah.
And he offered up that information. I believe that
Yeah.
they wouldn't have been able to find it out if he didn't offer it to them.
Right. So he might have just gone to jail as, for a month or something.
Yeah.
As Robert Ramsey's.
Yes. So
But he thought, no, I don't want to do that. I'll
Yeah,
get
he
out
thought-
of this. I'll get out of this. They'll let me go.
They'll
Yeah.
let me go because I've murdered 7 people before.
Do you know who I am?
he was more focusing on the help he gave rather than the 7 murders he owned up to,
Whoa.
including one because he was
Annoyed.
Yeah, so it's a full-on story.
Multi-layered.
So the way I put up these topics to be voted on by the patrons was I did the second chance draw that we do occasionally. So I put up 5 topics that had come second in previous polls for me.
Cool.
And a couple of nights ago, I'm like, all right, time to write the report. I checked in, and it was 176 a piece for 2 different topics.
No.
176 a piece. So I was just sitting there refreshing. I had a night put aside to write the report, and I'm going, come on, someone vote. And
Please.
And it was like 45 minutes later, someone voted. I'm like, all right,
Got to cut it off there.
cut it
Stop.
off there. Yep.
So this one,
Whoa.
177.
Yeah.
Tight race.
But yeah, there was I reckon that second one I'll have to put up for a third chance draw at some point because it has been stiff a couple times.
Obviously very popular.
This is really cool. I'd never heard of any of this.
No, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and it was just only the one once. I think that tells you how little known it is that only one person in all the thousands of suggestions we've had, only the
Yeah.
one time has it been suggested. It was beaten by the last time it was up against Space Jam, Michael Jordan.
Oh, of course, it's a sport one.
Good,
yeah.
which was funny because in the thing I said Robert Rozier, footballer and murderer. I'm like, this will probably
Surely.
beat Michael Jordan and all these other ones, and it did. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but it did come a close second. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I know. I find these ones very, very uncomfortable.
You did great. Even though you had your eyes closed for most of that
That's
report.
right. And he didn't describe how someone nearly had their head cut off.
Yeah. An attempted decapitation is a very confusing sentence.
I mean, you could try and not even break the skin and be like, all right, go on, get out of here.
yeah, I could just like touch your neck and be like, oh, tried.
I tried to karate chop your head off and it didn't work. Go
So
on, you little
off
scamp.
you go.
Second
Yeah.
chance.
You little scam.
Get out of here, you little cutie
How
patootie.
many karate chops would it take?
How many would it take? That's you standing there, like fed up. How many karate chops would it take? I've done 7.
I'm not even halfway.
He's just walking away.
Come back here.
He's rubbing his neck a bit.
Ow. Ow. Anyone got any ice?
Get back here.
Come back here.
Hiya!
You reckon-
And hiya!
I think your hand would wear out before your neck.
Definitely. Unless you got sharp hands. Old blade hands over here.
That sounded like Whitney Houston. Hiya!
Hiya! We'll
Willow.
always chop you. Ooh.
Feels like, is that the silliest thing we've ever done?
I don't even think it is,
Not even top 10.
to be
That,
honest. Not even close.
that's how silly we are. Oh, great report, Matt. And thank you to who suggested that? Because
That was suggested by Dave. I'll let you.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. Seabjorg.
Seba.
Or Seba.
Seabjorg. So it's a
Isn't that
silent
cool that
G.
she came across it in Iceland, but no one in America had suggested it to us?
Yeah.
That's
Right.
cool.
And we hadn't heard of it at all. That's really cool.
So the first G in Seabjorg is silent. Seabjorg.
I think it's Sega.
Oh, Sega,
Sega Bjorg.
the Master System. Now it is time. I should also say, because I think there has still been some confusion about this. People occasionally will say, I'm not on Patreon, so I know I'm not meant to suggest topics. But that's not necessarily true. Anyone can suggest a topic.
Yeah, anyone. And
course.
often we just pick at random because it sounds cool. Because you go to dogoonpod.com, you click submit a topic or suggest a topic. It takes you to a thing and you fill out like a little form and you get to tell us a little pitch, really.
Yeah.
We definitely read those.
Oh, that's so helpful.
Yeah, you go, oh, this sounds really cool.
Well, Seabjorg, her pitch was, read the name.
I love it. She's
Other
confident.
times people have Jess Perkins' level of chutzpah.
Sure.
And then,
But not the charisma.
They have charisma, unlike you yourself.
Yes.
So yeah, there'll be a link to that in the show description notes below. What the Patreons get to do is we put up topic ideas and then they
Yeah,
vote.
they
So they
get
have
to
a more
choose-
direct choice.
They narrow it down.
Choose from a list, but anyone can suggest at any time, absolutely.
And now it is time for a different Patreon reward, which is fact, quote, or question. Cue.
Fact, quote, or question. Ding.
I was about to say cue theme, but I only had to say cue.
I added a ding. Do you like it?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Every week, a certain extra sound will be added.
Oh, that's pressure.
So this week it is from Trey Maverick.
Trey.
It's his second time
Second go.
in the fact, quote, or question.
What do you got for us, Trey?
You also, as well as getting to give us a fact, quote, or question, you also get to give yourself a title. And Trey has given himself the title Executive Vice Provost. Is it Provost? Provost. I'm assuming that's a silent ST. Provost? Executive Vice Provost of Overseas Fingerless Glove Development.
Oh, yes. I definitely need those. I need someone on the ground in every country developing the gloveless fingers, but do go on.
Wow.
Can you look up what Provost means?
Yeah, I'm Googling because I don't know that term. Provost, a senior academic administrator, otherwise at many institutions of higher education in the US and Canada. The equivalent in the UK is a pro vice chancellor, or in Australia it's the deputy vice chancellor.
A deputy vice chancellor.
Oh, now when you put it like that.
So we don't get that here.
Provost is a cooler word
Yeah, much cooler.
than deputy vice chancellor.
Yes.
deputy
Which is
provost.
3 words.
Deputy dog.
Deputy provost.
Very good.
I like it.
And this is what he's gone with. He's gone with a quote, and this is it. When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much he had learned in 7 years. and so that's the quote. And then Trey added in, lol, am I right?
And did he attribute who said
He
that?
said the quote was originally attributed to Mark Twain, but
I was going to say it sounds like Mark Twain.
But it's recently been proven that Twain is an unlikely source of the quote, in part because Twain's own father died when he was 11. I guess that was kind of a quote and a fact.
Oh, very good.
Thank you so
having
much,
said
Trey.
that,
Well played.
he just did say witty things like that, so we could have just said that, not
True.
based in reality.
But I also reckon people probably sometimes will go, I got a funny little thing. I'll attribute it to Mark Twain and it'll get it out there.
Yeah.
Do you reckon?
I reckon. Do you
Cool.
reckon?
I don't know. Do you reckon?
I reckon.
Oh, Dave, what do you reckon?
I reckon that Matt reckons.
Anyway, that's all we've got time for in What Do You Reckon? A new segment we're doing here. Do go on. And the other Patreon segment, Dave, at the end of the show is...
Well, we'd like to give a shout out and thank by name some people directly that contribute to the Patreon every week. And if you're not familiar, you can go to patreon.com/dogoonpod and check out the rewards. The biggest reward, of course, is helping the show. That's for us anyway. But you also get individual stuff, like you get to vote on topics, as Matt said. You get to have the fact, quote, or question. You get pre-sales and stuff. A couple of bonus episodes. That's right, 2 episodes every single month that just the patrons hear. And also, like we're about to do now, some shout-outs and thanks by name.
Normally, along with this, Jess gives us a fun little game. Something to do with the names.
Well, what I was thinking was either naming their cult,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Something like some version of the Nation Yahweh.
Yeah.
And how about and what they're about, and let's make them...
Yes. Friendly cults.
Friendly cults.
Mine's all decapitation-based cults.
But you
they're
decapitate like
friendly.
ice creams.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you've eaten
Teddy
that
bear
ice cream,
biscuits.
yeah, once you've eaten the ice cream, you got a lot of energy, and then you can start karate chopping people on the neck till they die
Why are you doing it on your knee then?
to make a great sound. Hear that?
I don't think that'll really pick up.
Well, it sounded vicious.
Matt, when you eat a teddy bear biscuit, do you eat it head first?
Yes.
Put it out of its misery.
Yeah.
Then you eat the rest.
Certainly.
If you eat its foot first, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You were mad.
Well, I don't eat it first. I dip it into a boiling liquid.
Oh, Jesus, Dave. Good heavens.
Feet first, though.
Yeah, no, we still got that.
I don't want to drown
thank.
them.
Oh, jeez. He's not done yet.
We wish you would be done.
I would love to thank, if I may,
Please.
one of our fun Patreons from Minnetonka. I was about to go off half-cocked and just assume that said Minnesota. What a fool I would have made of myself.
Minnetonka.
From Minnetonka. That's cool.
That is fun.
I've never heard of Minnetonka before.
No.
I'd love to thank Leroy and Leslie Chappelle. Or Chapel. Chapel obviously already got great religious cult connotations
true.
going on. Jess, what do you got there?
Okay. I'm thinking the Sunshine Bunch.
The Sunshine Bunch. That's fun. I've just looked it up. Minnetonka's in Minnesota.
Perfect.
They love their minnows over there.
And they also love sunshine.
The Sunshine State.
And they hand out bunches of sunflowers because they like to spread love.
This is a nice cult.
Yeah, we said they were nice. They were friendly cults. You went fucked and weird, but that's you. That's
I mean,
not you.
I just don't think there is a cult that isn't fucked and weird.
Okay, well, he doesn't get it. Matt.
The Minnetonka Millers is a baseball club that were state champions in 2015, 2016, and 2017.
Wow, let someone else have a go.
Minnetonka. That sounds great for. But
Yeah.
they've also got a club called Minnetonka Dynamo, who's a bandy club.
What's that mean?
I don't know. But they were champions in 94, 98, and 2000. Bandy.
Oh, batting above their average.
Bloody hell. So thank you very much, Leroy and Leslie. We don't often get a couple Patreon.
Love that.
Leroy and
Because
Leslie.
we love love.
We love love.
Or brother and sister.
We love what? Oh, brotherly love. Ever heard of it?
It's a couple of states over, mate.
Oh, Philly.
Philly, Pennsylvania.
The city of brotherly love. Is that right?
Yeah, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Jess, you heard that before?
No.
Isn't that a great name for a city?
And I
don't get it.
I made a mistake a while ago by saying we thanked someone from Philadelphia, and I said, "Go Pens," and someone tweeted saying, "Don't say that. They are arch enemies." And I forgot that Pens meant penguins and not Pennsylvania, because the team in the city of brotherly love is, of course, the Flyers.
Obviously.
Go Flyers!
Should be the brothers.
That'd be good.
That was a mistake on their part. I'll have a word.
Thank you.
Who else would you like to thank?
Oh, can I thank another? I'd love to thank. Oh, please.
Please, sir, can I thank another?
From Narvik in the state of No, short for something else. I'd love to thank Lars Rones Olsen.
Ooh.
Love a triple banger. Often serial killers' names. Like, isn't it normally they get the triple banger
And
name?
sorry, Lars, but Lars Rones Olsen is a serial killer.
Where did you say he's from?
Narvik.
Narvik in No.
I believe that's Norway.
Norway.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's in Norway.
Hey, Lars. You're all right with me.
What's the cult?
It's the cult of the candy canes.
Ooh.
And they all go around with candy canes and they dance in a big candy cane circle.
Yum.
Well, that's not surprising because Narvik is quite far north and not that far from the North Pole and old Santa himself. It's pretty far north on the... Look, that's right up there.
Wow, that is
Awesome.
amazing.
He probably gets the 24-hour sunlight in their summer, which is pretty awesome.
Lars
Cool.
Olsen. Lars Olsen is a sick name. Lars Olsen.
I would say,
I bet he's beautiful.
I would wager that he is our most northerly patron.
And our mouth. Northerly patron.
Thank you.
Did have a second go. And yeah, I reckon you're the most northerly patron, so thank you so much.
Awesome.
And you just have fun with that cult of the candy cane. Well done. The CCC.
Love that. Love that so much. Yes. Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
just-
Never apologize.
Just really excited. Dave, would you like to thank some people also?
I would love to thank all the way from New Jersey.
Hey, New Jersey.
I'm walking here. That's
in
New
New
York.
Jersey.
I'm Bruce Springsteen here.
Nice.
I'm John Bon Jovi here.
Nice.
And this is from a fantastic place I didn't know existed, but now I will never forget. Forked River.
Get forked.
Get forked.
This river is forked. And I would like to thank from there Marcos Vasquez.
Oh, awesome.
Vasquez, great name.
What a great name, Marcos Vasquez.
Thank you, Marcos.
I'd like to say also go Rutgers. My college team I went to a college football game in New Jersey,
New Jersey.
and it was to see the Rutgers.
Rutgers.
They got
say.
smashed.
Oh,
But it was fun. There was like dancing and big bands and stuff.
that sounds fun.
They take it seriously over there. I think that Marcos is part of the Rudigers.
Oh, the Rutgers.
This little
Is it like a Bart?
Rudiger. Yeah, this little Rudiger. Man, his name is Bart. His name is not important. I don't know what Rudiger means, but I love it.
Radiger. What's your name, young man? Radiger. What fun. That took us
Marcos.
a while to get a Simpsons reference in.
We had to get one. Marcos Vasquez and the Rudigers in Forked River, New Jersey. Thanks so much for your support. Appreciate that.
Thank
And
you.
I'd also like to thank from one continent to another, all the way over to GB Luton, which has one of London's many airports based out there.
His name as well, because I grabbed this before, is London Lad.
London Lad.
London Lad is what he goes by.
Will, aka the London Lad from Luton.
Well, I think he's called the London lads.
Luton, son. Luton. Oh,
Luton!
the London Lads. Very good. And they all play lutes.
Yep.
You get that sound out of a lute?
Okay, I can't make a plucking sound.
No, will you sing that whilst...
Oh, that's good plucking.
Oh, that's good. No, that's
That
good
showed great
plonking.
pluck.
That's good plonking.
Plonking.
Will and the London Lads.
Lovely
that is-
bottle of plonk.
Plonk, 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 plonk.
Will, that song was dedicated to you and all the London lads out there.
Yeah.
To you and all that you do.
Stay groovy, baby.
Jess was disgusted.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Jess, take
Yes.
us home with a couple of beautiful names.
Well, I would like to thank from Toronto in Canada,
A brilliant place.
Hardy. Fuck yeah, great first name.
Hardy's
Oh,
great.
bring it home. Come on. I haven't seen the last name. What is it?
Hardy Cabral,
Ooh.
I think. Cabral.
Hardy Cabral. Hello.
Hardy is great.
My name is Hardy Cabral. Prepare to die.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Hardy Cabral. That's a sick
So, I
name.
mean, obviously that lends itself to the Hardy Boys, but also it could be the Indigo Montoyas.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. The Inigo Montoyas is great.
Yeah.
And what do they get? What do they get up to?
Revenge, mostly.
A cult of revenge. But obviously, not death revenge.
No.
They'll go. What do? They'll put itchy powder
Yeah.
in your shampoo
Yeah.
and such other things.
And then they say, you did a bad thing, and they wiggle their fingers a lot, and they educate. It's a revenge because it comes from a place of being wrong.
Revenge-icate.
They revenge-icate.
yeah.
Do they have Chris Isaac playing all the time?
No.
Dung, 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 dung,
What a
dung,
wicked
dung.
game you played to make me feel this way. Revenge. You had to hear me cover a Chris Isaac song. I think we're square.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
Good day. Carry on. Thank
We
you.
are the Inigo Montoyas. Prepare to have an itchy scalp.
Hardy Cabral. What a name.
So good. So thank you, Hardy. And I'd also like to thank from Liverpool, also in Great Britain, GB. I'd like to thank
Oh, represent, Jess.
David James Gaskell.
Ooh.
Oh, Gaskell, the rascal.
Gaskell the Rascal. The Rascals.
The little Gaskells.
Merseyside
Oh,
Rascals.
the little Gaskells.
Oh, the little
Cute
Gaskells.
as shit. Well done, Dave.
So when you join, you get renamed to a Gaskell?
Yeah.
Dave
Yes.
Gaskell.
He's killed the original
Wait.
alfalfa.
What is that? But he's David Gaskell. What do you become if you join? You're going to have to take a new first name.
Oh, James. David James Gaskell. Oh, hang on. We have the same first and second name.
I'm going to call you Little Gaskell.
Oh, I'm the little Gaskell.
You
In the little Gaskells.
You little Gaskell. Yeah, somehow you go to you've got the the titular. You're the titular Gaskell.
Everyone thinks it's named after me, and David James Gaskell's like, oh, fuck off, mate. I'm the real David James Gaskell. No, I'm the real David James Gaskell.
Yeah, you just ruined his cult.
Yeah.
It falls apart in 3 days because Dave joins it.
Sorry, David James, but a great name.
He would. What did you say there as David James Gaskell? Because I'll put it into Liverpool language.
Oh my God.
David James Gaskell.
He said, I'm the
little
real
Gaskell.
David James Gaskell.
I'm the real David James Gaskell.
Were you playing air bass as you said that?
I can only do it by playing Paul McCartney's. What's his little bass brand called?
Hofner.
I can't only do it playing.
He plays left-handed, so you're doing it wrong. There we go.
Well, I'm a mirror.
You shake your head like a bobblehead.
When I'm P-macking,
I'm
I'm
a
mirroring
mirror.
over at the TV.
I'm a mirror.
I'm a mirror. I just went plinko plonka, a little bit like this, and then we had another hit record. I go in and out. It's very
Mostly out, to be
Out,
honest.
yeah.
Yeah, largely out.
bloody.
You're in, you're out, in, you're out forever.
What a fun time we've had.
Oh,
Geez, sort of
fun.
sad.
Don't speak for me.
No, honestly, I was being ironic. That was a pretty distressing
No,
episode.
but to be honest, the Patreon read was one of my favourite for a while. So
great.
That was the real highlight.
Yeah.
No, the episode was great. I never heard of it. Good Yahweh to you all.
Very, very interesting. And a good Yahweh to you.
Yes.
So,
And Yahweh to you.
thank you so much. I think we're bordering on offensive now. Thank you so much. Yahweh meaning. It's like
That's where I like to sit.
great. On offense.
Of
Sitting on offense. I did not mean that at all. All right.
Sitting on offense. That's great pun work there.
Oh, no.
Pan King. Pan King. Pan
No,
King.
I'm the punk king.
Oh, yeah.
Pan
Oh, no, I
King.
did it again.
Oh, no. Oh, it's all a play.
Dave, I'm looking for you to wrap it up, Jess. One of us has to do the honours.
Jess,
I know
over
we
to
all
you.
wanted to
Do you
keep
want me
going.
to do it?
Please.
Fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Tell us about how can people get in contact or follow us or support us or do that
Let
stuff.
me wrap up. You don't have to guide me.
Jess,
I can do it.
Don't forget to mention.
I can do it. I've been here the same amount of episodes you have,
Yeah,
David.
but have you been here?
Oh, that's a good question.
Really here?
Yeah.
So we've got a website, apparently.
How long's that been happening?
You can check that out. I'm not sure what it is. Google do go on. You'll find it, I guess. Probably third one down. You can also go to Facebook.
I mean, we really have to work on that if it's coming up third.
That's a site that's been around a while. You've probably got one. Instagram. There's one of those. Do go on pod at that. No, that one. Twitter.
They're all do go on pod.
Do go on pod. Is it? Are they?
Yeah, including the website. Just add a .com.
No.au.
No.
I mean, we really have to. I've just Googled our own podcast title, and our podcast website doesn't even come up. My website comes up before it.
Oh,
we really
that's
have to
embarrassing.
work on that.
It
Make
is
that seem-
dogoonpod.com. You can suggest a topic, you can buy merch, you can buy tickets to our live shows, you can get in touch with us, you can email us at dogoonpod@gmail.com, and also just by sending us good vibes telepathically, we'll feel them.
Oh, we feel them.
Yeah.
And that wraps up today's show. So until next time, I will say goodbye.
Laters.
I do not pull that face. Matt, do I pull that face?
You do. You fucking do.
It's adorable. So cute.
Is there a fly in the room?
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.